Good morning. How are y'all today? Beautiful Monday. I know some people dread Mondays, but I don't. I'm at a point to where, I have my own business. And part of my business is coming out here and talking to y'all, believe it or not. People that know me know I like to talk. So, hey, I'm coming out here and talking to y'all this morning. What I wanted to talk to y'all about today is, are you overwhelmed? I want to ask you that question. Are you overwhelmed? If you're like most of us, you experience overwhelm from time to time, and overwhelm can bring on so many emotions like it can bring on anxiety, it can bring on depression, it can just make you not know what you want to do next. I hit a wall last Thursday. I want to be just perfectly honest and open with y'all. I want y'all to know my heart and where I'm coming from on this. I just hit a wall Thursday. I have so much going on right now. One day I'll show y'all my wall over here. I'm working to project manage everything that I have going on. I mean, we all have a lot going on, but I'm talking about, I just want to explain to y'all what happened and how I dealt with it. So I am in the process of getting a book, writing a book, and getting things down for that. I have the book title, I have the outline, I have the byline. I know what I want my introduction to be. So I'm well on my way in the book. But there's other things that go along with that. And there are other things that I have in the works. And I got to a point that I could not figure out what my next steps were going to be. I was overwhelmed with the processes that I needed to do and overwhelmed with, what's next, what's the best thing for me to do? Where do I go from here? Am I doing this right? Do I need to do this first? I mean, it was just my mind. And I'm a thinker. I'm someone that thinks a lot. So my mind was just turning everything and everything around. And so one of the first things I did was I'm in a group. I have a mentor. Y'all hear me mention her from time to time. And I have a couple of mentors, but this one I've really been active with lately. Now, she's not someone that I talk to, like, I don't sit down on the phone or face to face with her, but I can ask questions to her and she answers them in a live. She does a live 3 times a week in this specialty group that I'm in. And so she'll answer our questions there. And then we're also on a Zoom call with her 2 times a week. And, we talk with her one-on-one or, with the group, but it's about 25 of us, 25 to 30 of us get on the call every week. And we're able to ask questions directly there to share our wins and what's going on as she celebrates in those. So, I mean, she is a mentor I have interaction with, but not like a lot of people think of a mentor, someone you actually sit down in a room with or you get on the phone with. But anyway, I asked a question that morning. She goes live, like I say, 3 days a week. And Friday morning she was live. And I asked a question in the group, like we do for the lives, and she answered it. And that was the first step, was to reach out to my mentor and say, what, I'm overwhelmed. What do I do? What is my next step? And she addressed that. And, it helped me. It helped me get clarity. But I still knew I needed to do more. I needed to get to myself somewhat. So what I did Friday was I canceled everything I had Friday. I was going to do a live interview. I reached out to the woman that I was going to interview and made sure that it was okay with her if we rescheduled. I rescheduled 2 one-on-ones that I had with some people on my team, and I just stepped away. And I talked to Michael. We got in the vehicle and we rode. And I mean, we rode back roads. That's something that just does me so much good. Maybe you need a massage. Maybe for you, it's going and get a pedicure, manicure. Maybe it's shopping. Shopping's okay as long as you don't put yourself in debt to do it. If you have the extra money and shopping does you good, go do that. Do what allows you to disconnect from your brain for a little bit. And you'd think just riding around back roads, I would be, my brain would be going nuts. No, it wasn't. I literally got off social media. I did not look at my Facebook. Once I posted for my group, I got off of Facebook. I stepped away from that. And I actually did not do much on it Saturday, except for to post in my group and on my personal page. And then Sundays, I'm totally disconnecting now. That's something I have to do. I will, when I say totally disconnect, I will schedule some posts, over the weekend to go out on Sunday because I have a couple of things that I like to post in my group and on my business page and my Instagram, but those can be scheduled. But the thing is, I needed to disconnect. I kind of laughed this morning. I got up and told Michael, I said, well, I had 63 notifications this morning, but I didn't even check that until, it was way on into the morning. I had been up for about 2 hours before I checked it. But my whole point is when this overwhelm comes and you feel it, it's going to bring on anxiety or depression. You're going to feel it in your body when you get overwhelmed. You just do. It's weighs you down. And I couldn't think right. I didn't know what to do next. And so I just stepped away. I stepped away completely, rescheduled, got away. And if you have a full-time job, I know that can be hard. I've been there. But, if it's where you can take a day off, take a day off. Do what you have to do. Do what works for you. Back road riding around, Michael driving me around on back roads. We stopped in Ruston, which is, if you're not from Louisiana, it's a town close to us. Well, about an hour and a half from here. We stopped there and ate outside at a couple of the food trucks. I got something from one, Michael from another. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful day. We laughed. We laugh a lot anyway, but we laughed, we talked, we rode around, we went to a lake that's not far from Ruston and looked around. And it was so wonderful. I'm refreshed. I'm ready to get back to today. Basically a 3-day disconnect from social media for the most part, a 3-day disconnect from business, just getting my head straight. So when you feel that overwhelm coming, when you feel like you just cannot think straight anymore and you don't know where to turn, you need to back up and you need to disconnect for a little bit. You need to do what allows you to rest, what allows you to refocus. That's what I called it. It was a day of R&R, but it wasn't rest and relaxation, which it did that for my body, but it was more for my mind, and it was a time to refocus and renew. So I encourage you to do that. Figure out what allows you to refocus. Figure out what renews your mind. Yes, a lot of time was spent in Bible study, in prayer and devotion. So those were important. It was great that Sunday was one of those 3 days. We were able to worship. It's just so much. So that's another thing that you do need to do. Reconnect with God, reconnect with your Creator. Dive into your faith. That's so important when you get overwhelmed. He doesn't want you to be that way. And overwhelm comes from within us. It's not from God. It's not something that He puts on us. We put it on ourselves. So if you're overworked, if you're overstressed, if you're overwhelmed, figure out how you can disconnect for just a little bit. If it's just a day, that's great. I actually did for 3 days. Michael went fishing Saturday. So I didn't do anything Saturday. I watched a couple of good movies, something that was uplifting. Watched a couple of good movies, drank coffee. I sat around. I just didn't do anything. I just let myself relax. And then I ended my time of refocus and renewing with Sunday and worship and praising the Lord and listening to a good message from one of our pastors. So I just encourage you to do that. Figure out what works for you. Connect to your source. Connect to God. That's my source. I don't know what yours is, but my source is God. My source is my Creator. And I reconnected there. And today I'm ready. I'm ready to get back. I don't feel overwhelmed sitting here at my desk thinking about the book and what I've got to do for that. If you're interested and would like to see more along this line, more of what I do teach, I have a group called Finding Your Purpose Walk. You can see it in my bio. You can click that link and it'll take you to it. You can join, or you can just type in Finding Your Purpose Walk and you can join the group. I have some trainings out there. They're free. Everything on there is free. Your training on there, there's one on finding your purpose. Your purpose walk. What is your purpose? Do you know your purpose? Maybe that's your overwhelm. But there's a course out there on finding your purpose. There's another course out there on how to set goals, how to keep goals, and what to do when you fail. Because we're going to trip up on our goals. That's just human nature. Very few people set a goal and get all the way to the end without a trip or two. Now, some people do. I'm not going to say you don't, but if you set a bunch of goals or a handful of goals, you may have a trip up on one or two of them. But anyway, that's what I talk about in the group. I would love to have you out there. So again, you can find the link in my bio here. or you can just type in Finding Your Purpose Walk. That will take you to the group. Just request to join, answer the questions. If you're legit, you'll get in the group. That's not a problem. I'd love to have you join me. I'm going to let you go now. God bless. Y'all take care and have a good day. Bye.